By the way, before I begin, I just finished this book called The Bees by Laline Paul. And why I'm able to finish books now is amazes me because I am spending 45 minutes on a train ride getting from Pasir Ris to Raffles Place, the office, since I'm in the office twice a week. I'm rambling. Finished that book, and I'm on the second book called The Groom Will Keep His Name by Matt Ortile, and it's about a Filipino who moved to the United States and trying to settle down in the United States. Yeah, so I'm working on this book as well, the second one. I'm trying to do one book every month. I know some people could finish like a book each day. I don't know how they do that. Alright, but this video I'll be talking about my trip to Pulau Ubin the past week. And so today is actually Vesak Day in Singapore. It's a holiday, but I'm recording this 2 days late because the week was pretty packed. A little bit about me. My name is George, and I'm a Filipino-American who's been based in Singapore for the past 10 years. And this is Saturday Uncut, a weekly series that I do, which is entirely uncut from start to finish. And this is actually the second time I'm recording this because the first video was completely blurred from start to finish. Okay, if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as well as following me on the social media accounts, my social media accounts, which you can find down below. Alright, so Pulau Ubin. Pulau Ubin is a perfect day trip for anyone who's in Singapore, especially for tourists. Now the borders are open. Pulau Ubin is not too far from where we live, because me and PJ, we live here in the east in Pasir Ris, so it just takes a short ferry ride from Changi Village, which is just nearby, to cross over to get to the other side, as you can see on this map where Pulau Ubin is. Alright, so this is how to get to how to get there. Yesterday we met up with our two friends at Changi Village, where we had a beautiful traditional Singaporean breakfast of your butter toast and your kopi C. PJ had his iced kopi C, you know, and this whole area is beautiful because, you know, you could see a lot of cyclists as well. You know, this is like it's like, I feel like it's a popular meeting place or a place to get breakfast if you're, you know, you're a person who took your bike right before the sun even rose in Singapore. Yeah, so after we had breakfast, we went over to Changi Point Ferry Terminal, where we regrouped with the rest of our friends, a young family, Carlo, Bajo, and Claire. That makes our small group of 7. And then what we did was go straight into the ferry terminal, straight to the boat almost, and then, wait, not straight to the boat, because there's actually a long queue, which took maybe just 5 to 10 minutes, and because it's a long weekend. And once we got on the boat, it only costs cha-ching, $4 to get to the island of Pulau Ubin. Right. Once we got to the other side, it's a beautiful day, by the way. We rented bikes, so we spent about 15 minutes choosing bikes, as you can see in these photos. The bikes right now, how much they cost? It's about $15 for a mountain bike, an old mountain bike to rent for the whole day, and if you want to rent a new mountain bike, it's about $30. I'm not sure if they jacked up the prices during this pandemic, but you know, to their credit, you know, these are tough times for the vendors, so yeah, it is what it is. Once we rented the bikes, we went to the western side of the island, and the goal was get to Pekan Quarry. There's this and to actually take the bikes up on a trail. But when Carlo got there at the opening part of the trail, we realized that it was really muddy, so we turned back around. We didn't get to do any trails, like proper trails, during this trip. We took only, you know, the main roads to get to different corners of the island. What we did get to do, however, is go up Puaka Hill, which gives you this overview of Ubin Quarry, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see it here on the map. And up on the hill, we did this as well this is our second time in Pulau Ubin. The first time we were there, this was also where we had our pictures taken. And afterwards, we went back down and then cycled back towards the middle of the island, the landing point, where we had sumptuous lunch that took a long time. There's a lot of people in this area having lunch, and even it was already 1:30 or 2 p.m. by this point, and you could see, you know, behind this photo, you could see me and PJ in this photo, and behind us, you know, it's pretty packed. Getting fried rice took 45 minutes, which was a bit ridiculous, and the food was okay lang siya. Siguro kasi ang daming tao. There was like a lot of people during this time, and compared to our first trip to Pulau Ubin, where we went home after eating, This time, this was just a halfway point because we got to see the eastern side of the island towards the Czech Jawa wetlands. Just change my posture here. So taking up our mountain bikes, I noticed that the trail on the left, if you could see in these photos, that on the eastern side of the island, there are more trees because you're in the internal part of the island, compared to, let's say, the western side, which just has like different campsites. And this is around the time late afternoon, we started to hear the thunder rolling in, and that freaked me out because I have a fear of like lightning and thunder. But still, we pushed on and got to the Czech Jawa wetlands, where we took a brief stop by the rocks at the beach at the end. There were so many monkeys in the way that we couldn't go onto this pier. I think you could see it behind me in this photo. There's like a long pier, which is pretty scenic, but if you honestly ask me, I would not want to be on the pier during a lightning or thunderstorm. Anyways, going back, it started to rain already. Good thing the thunderstorm is making itself felt, so you could see I had NEA on my phone checking the weather reports constantly. We wanted to leave the island, so we rushed back to the main area, the center towards the jetty, returned the bikes, had this beautiful group picture with the bike shop behind us, and then we escaped the island. It was very cinematic. It felt like the scene in a disaster movie where everyone was just like rushing to the piers to like want to get on a boat. Then it was just starting to drizzle, and then just when we got on the boat, did the rain just drop, just like poured, slammed into Pulau Ubin. And yeah, you can see from this Instagram story of like the waves when we got back to Changi Village. Yeah, so all in all, it was a perfect day. Okay, it wasn't a perfect day trip because of the thunderstorm, but we had such a great time exploring the island. What we didn't get to do is explore the numerous trails that are off the main roads, which the end parks, they have a map. There's different routes on the island, and the island is it's not complicated to navigate really. There are a lot of signages, there are a lot of maps, and the signal is fine. So it's not a big of a challenge to get around. In fact, I would love to go back, maybe do a solo biking myself sometime soon, perhaps on a weekday when there's like no one there, I suppose. And I think the experience will be much more different that way. Yeah. Alright, so we've reached the end of my weekly video. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet, as well as following me on social media. The links you could find down below. Pulau Ubin is a perfect day trip for anyone visiting Singapore now that the borders are open, so please put it on your itinerary. Alright, and hopefully I'm not blurred this time. Alright, bye.